And we are live.
We are.
Not really.
So what do you want to discuss now? Do you want to go over like the cool nesting ground concepts that we were fucking shown
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago?
So, like, how do we want that to work?
Well,
So,
I so what I wanted to see, or what I want to see from like the new nesting grounds is like I love the concept art. The concept art is amazing, and I want to see.
oh
like,
yeah, that looks sick.
I want to see like 4 or 5 of those dotting the island, and it's like
Yeah, but like, I think putting them in the proper places on the map, like very well spread.
oh yeah, they need to be spread out. Like if they're not spread out, it would be kind of stupid. And
But
then,
like, how are we gonna, other than it being a convenient place to nest, what is going to encourage people to nest there to like for purposes?
it'll benefit big herbivores over the smaller ones. So like
Because there'll be
pseudo
space.
like, it'll be like
see any predators coming before they're there, right?
so pseudo mid up to apex sized herbivores would utilize it. It wouldn't be utilized for carnivores because carnivores don't really benefit from having open.
They would be better off hiding somewhere.
Yeah, hiding
in
and
the
having
deep
their
woods.
nests. Yeah, having their nests away from like populations, but like
Other carnivores, yeah.
give it like a gestation period. Like it'll increase the like speed up the time, and then like maybe like because like I want to see with dynamic nesting like a sort of thing like if you are unhealthy you have less eggs, right? Like the female produces less eggs.
Yeah.
So say and I've told you this before, Alpha, like I want nesting to work like your what is it? You're active, you've been doing this, that, and the other thing, and then you can lay a certain amount of eggs, and then your egg limit is the group limit, like the amount of adults you can have in a group is your egg limit. For not all of them though, like obviously like Rexes and Gigas and Spinos will have like they can have up to like I would say like they could lay up to like
They should be able to have a lot of eggs just because most of them will die.
I would say 6 eggs is like a good one because like by the time they hit sub they're already kicked out of they would be booted.
Yeah, they'd be auto booted from the group.
Which would work. And so like for nesting ground buffs, it would be like if you go to these nesting grounds as a herbivore, even if your diet wasn't the best, you have a better chance of laying more eggs there.
So the actual place will have a benefit.
Yeah,
like it'll be an environmental boost to you. It's not just a good place to nest. It actually increases like how good you can nest. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I kind of feel like how
maybe babies will grow a bit faster there. That would be a big incentive for people to go there.
Well, because it could also work towards their diet, like kind of like almost like a diet system for like nesting. Like you go there, there's like certain food that benefits the babies there that helps them grow faster.
Yeah.
But it would only really benefit herbivores because like I said, carnivores don't need the nesting grounds. Like they'll be something.
No. They'll be off somewhere else nesting.
And
perhaps kind of nearby those nesting grounds, but not really close, so they can go and hunt those grounds and then bring food back to the babies.
Remember, you don't need to be like right on those anymore because you can bring food back with you. You can drag bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
but like
bodies.
dragging is slow, so if you kill something big, you don't want to be like a mile and a half
Well, remember,
away.
if it's real big, you can't drag. You won't be able to drag it. you'll pick it up.
I mean, like
you'll pick
a
up.
Carno can drag a Tenno, for example.
Yeah.
So if you put a Tenno down, it's going to be quite the drag because you go pretty slow when you do that. Look at this waddle, man.
I know.
We're going to be fearsome.
Eventually.
Fearsome beasts. But yeah, I think the ground's actually providing a straight buff to grow time and even just stats in general. When in these places, even if you have shit stats, like your shit, like if you have bad stats, you grew badly, you're unhealthy. You'll have a lower cap period, and that'll increase it by like you'll get more eggs, but it still won't get you up to the amount that a healthy person or healthy dino would have.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it increases by a certain amount, period, but it doesn't increase marginally based on percentage.
Exactly, I agree with that. And then like you have, like I think they'll be like cool because like I don't think every nesting ground should look the same. Like that one. I love that.
Yeah, that was nice.
Like a nice like river was flowing through it. But I want one like near I want like big lakes near one, or like
Oh yeah,
one with like
yeah,
small ponds like kind of dotting throughout it. Not like different water sources and like different setups, but like mostly the same
more
like
open, more
dry
open.
dirt feel. It's
What
an
we
open
could
zone.
have is you could have like different types of nesting grounds, such as ones. You remember those forests that we like so much, where there's very little undergrowth and the occasional tree, but it does have good overhang.
Yeah.
Something like that, but you reduce the amount of grass as well, and that'll be good nesting areas for small shit.
Well,
They'll be
yeah.
real close to like a stream, nothing, no big water source, and there's a thick wood line nearby for them to run into.
I like that. I like
A
that.
scenario like that for smaller herbivores to nest, like packies and shit, where it'll be nice and dense, but not too dense for them in the nesting area, but they have somewhere to go and they have their water.
Exactly. I think that's a good one too. I think that we'll have definitely like sauropod like nesting grounds and shit like that. That'll benefit the whole sort of
Oh yeah, they would
game.
need the big open.
The big open fields. Because
Yes.
since we're getting Bronto Kama and potentially Bracky playable at some point. I would like Bracky to be playable. I think even though it would be a long grow, I think people would like playing it. It's a satisfying animal to look at, and it's majestic.
It's fucking majestic. Speaking of majestic, that sunrise with this music, just saying.
Yeah. Well, I had to mute the music because YouTube video can't have music.
I don't
like
think
that
you'll
thing.
be able to hear it on mine, to be honest.
It might be low
I'll mute
enough
it.
on mine.
Gonna have to remember to mute it. It's fine. I don't care if you get copy strikes. Sometimes if the volume's low enough, you can barely hear it. They won't do it. If you're lucky.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm almost 28%. Almost 750 kg.
God damn, we're getting big. We could probably move around.
Do you want to like start moving somewhere?
Let's go southeast. Let's go to the swamp.
Oh, you want to? I would want to cross the river, because you're gonna have to.
Yeah, let's cross it. We can cross right where we drink, right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna top my food.
Yeah.
I don't think Jurassic Park music's ever gonna become public domain.
No.
It shouldn't, I don't think.
And this town is
Oh,
just
hi,
getting
Dino.
bigger.
Jesus Christ.
It scares the hell out of me.
Kind of scared me a little. I heard stomping, I was like, alright, I'm ready.
Take me.
Yeah, fucking go, let's do it.
That's literally how I kind of feel sometimes. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's like, alright, you want to go? I won't go down easy. Come on.
I don't know why
I mean, if you're gonna go down, don't go down without a fight.
Oh, of course.
Just
well, especially
unless
when
you're like a fucking dryo or something, then
you
just
run away.
You know,
Just run.
Fight.
Jump over the river.
Chew. Excuse me.
Bless you. Just dies.
Dies. Yeah, just dies.
But yeah, I think we're gonna see some cool stuff coming with the updated roadmap today, and I hope
yeah.
I hope
I think
it's like,
I'm hoping Packy's in the 20s.
like, you know what I want added, like, because like I don't think, like, they said they weren't really gonna move the dinosaurs around, which is fine. They might add one, which is the BB, you know, the little Therizinosaur semi-aquatic.
Yeah, the little duck.
They might switch him with Maggie and push Maggie back a little bit, which I'm like okay with, but I still want Maggie because I want our first survival sauropod in.
Yeah.
And then I think they need to add like weather to the roadmap because I want weather in before like I feel like it's very lacking without weather right now.
Yeah, we need at least like I don't need necessarily like weatherly
droughts or wet
like
seasons
droughts
or anything.
I just want rain
Yeah.
and like storms and like cloudy green cover and
Yeah.
like you can see like yourself like your dino gets wet and it's more muddy around. Maybe that would be a neat mechanic. Like typically dry areas will get muddy when it rains really good. So you'd have somewhere to mud up. Do you think they should make it to where like in Legacy where you just can't smell someone if it's raining, or just harder to smell people when it's raining?
I think you should probably not be able to smell anyone. when it's raining.
I mean, I think you should be able to smell footsteps just because, like, if it rains, it's like I don't want carnivores to be just completely helpless and sound-based only. And if it's sound-based only, the rain's if it's raining hard, you're not going to be able to hear too much either. It's going to be quite loud,
Well, kind
especially in the
of, but
woods.
like I mean, like that rain kind of was like a saving grace.
I think they could track footsteps, but maybe that little scent cloud that comes off the footsteps isn't there. You still see the footstep, and you can't see them nearly as far away. Like you have to like.
Okay.
The range that you can see them from is like cut in half.
Okay.
But you can still track. Like if you're well on something, you can still track it, but there's a higher chance it gets away.
Okay, I can get behind that then.
Like I don't want to take their ability away from tracking because that's kind of like half of their
My
deal.
thing was like, well, in Legacy, remember, like it was like if it started raining, that was kind of like your saving grace.
You're good.
Like,
yeah,
well, no,
it's
like your saving grace if
but
you're
you
being
guys
hunted.
think of the new balance now, where shit's like faster and babies are more mobile. Like they don't necessarily need to have that safety blanket. Like it'll like in the rain when it's pouring, there's water splashing on the ground and it's cut in half. You won't be able to track a baby anyway.
Yeah.
Like their footprints are too small and there's not enough of them, and you know. But like bigger stuff, you could still track.
Which will be neat.
Or perhaps they could make like make some dinos better at tracking in bad weather. Maybe that would be that seems like a decent perk. Like you could pick up, like you could track a little better in bad weather for dinos.
I think how about this? Light rain. That idea that you had works. But like a full-on torrential downpour, I don't think you should be able to
downpouring, like a tropical downpour, then yeah, you just need to huddle up, and like vision's gonna be hard, audio's gonna be bad because the rain. I hope the rain sounds good.
Oh yeah, it should. I mean, the rain didn't sound bad in Legacy, so I'm assuming it's gonna sound even better in Brima.
Oh yeah, I really hope so. But and then your your vision, your sound, like all your senses are gonna be dulled.
Someone actually posted in the Isle Discord in their general feedback section. They did like a whole like weather system like suggestion, and it was actually pretty cool. Like, they said that like the whole island wouldn't like so if there was a drought, the whole island wouldn't be susceptible to it. So like it'd be like one half. Yeah, it would be like one half of the island is in a drought, the other one's in a wet season, and then
that would be interesting because that would push people to move from side to side, right?
Migrate. You have to migrate down or migrate up depending on what the weather is. Because like during a drought, like yes, there'll still be food in the droughted area, so you could potentially stay there, but it's a lot riskier. And like how most of the time droughts benefit carnivores more than herbivores. Like as herbivores, you would move to the wet season, and then the carnivores would follow you, and then it would just be a cycle of like. On top of migrating due to other things, you'd be migrating due to the
weather,
the drought or the wet season that was with it. And then he also, the person who wrote it, I can't remember the name of him off the top of my head, but like they also had like levels to it. So it was like you had a heat wave, which was just, it was a little hotter and stuff like that. And like the ambience of the Isle changed. It was like no clouds in the sky. It was like you could see like it was almost like a hazy heat coming off it. Then it would go to drought, and like things would be like the grass would turn yellower or something like that, like it was dying and shit.
Yeah,
like
and it would be less nutritious.
And like the food items that would and the food items we have that aren't grass
maybe
would be sparse in that area.
Maybe they could add plants that do better in low water conditions.
Like I think they should coconuts. I think coconuts will do better in drought systems.
Coconuts would do fine.
Which coconuts I think they did confirm coconuts are going to be a thing, as well as bananas and cashews.
Bananas will do terribly in a drought.
Oh,
cashews, they're nuts. Nuts usually do better.
Yeah. So like there'd still be there'd be some animals that wouldn't even leave there. Like I for one think Dryo and Hypsy should be able to eat like cashews.
They'll be like what do they call it when you're like more fruit and nut based? Is that like
I don't know.
It's still herbivorous.
It's herbivorous.
It's more like.
But like I said, I think Hypsy would benefit from an insectivore diet as well.
Insectivore / maybe you can make it omnivorous even. Like it could eat fruits in the trees as well, because like it can do that.
Well, I hope they give Hipsy the ability to climb since Herrera is going to
Sure.
be able to climb and jump from trees. It looks like from the
I think
concept.
I
art.
think there needs to,
There needs to be
as
more.
right now, Hipsy is like kind of, I think would be a good go-to for like the arboreal herbivore kind of
Yeah.
deal, herbivore slash omnivore thing.
And then you also have like Hipsy. So like from your creatures that can climb into trees, thus like from concept art, it looks like Hipsy, Herrera, and to an extent Utah Raptor. There'll be specialized trees that Utah Raptors can kind of vault up.
Yeah, they won't be able to go in every tree, but there will be some that they can.
So Herrera won't be completely safe, but
yeah, it'll have to pick its trees when running from a Utah, and it should be running from a Utah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Herrera's gonna weigh like 300 something kg. It should weigh around 300 kg. It'll lose to
even if
Utah,
it weighed the same, it would lose. Utah's just built better for killing shit. Let's be honest.
True. Comment below if you want to see us do hypothetical death battles between the players.
Oh yeah, we could hypothetically like matchups, hypothetical matchups.
And like talk about like see our like our reasoning, and we could do it stat based. We can go off stats, player skill, all that other stuff that goes into it, and
like the kind of skill level would be required for this dino, depending on its abilities.
Because we talk about that all the time, anyways. What is like? When does the curve of skill take over stats? Because there's a certain level where stat outweighs skill, and there's a
now it does.
Now it does. In Legacy, it was more so skill and broken hitbox.
So it's just abuse the hitboxes. You'll probably win.
Exactamundo.
But like now, it's like you can't kill a Rex as like a Dilo. Like that's just not happening.
And you
even like a bunch of
very difficult. Like a bunch of Utahs would probably it's not worth going after a.
You would lose more than half your pack before you even start hurting.
Good Utahs versus an average Rex, it still favors the Rex due to stats.
Just because like it's fucking Rex, you should not be killing a Rex as a Utah. As a lone Utah, especially.
That's an Apex Predator, and like this is coming from guys that we're not Apex mains or anything. We don't play.
Oh yeah, we're not. But I do think.
I don't like Giga. I do think that they are the top of the food chain for a reason, and it takes a while.
Yeah, and I want them to be scary. I want them to be proper powerful, because like if they're not, what's the fucking point of being an Apex, right?
Well, you can just be a Utah.
Apex should be hard to get, and they should once you get them, they should be proper powerful, but not broken where they can catch anything and kill it.
Yeah, like how Legacy's like
if you fuck with him. Unless you're another one of him or something else equally in size, you're probably gonna lose.
Yeah, and that's how I think the devs are gonna try and do it. That's kind of how Dondi explained it, anyways. Was basically like you're gonna get shit stomped if you fuck with a Rex or fuck with a Giga.
Like, and I'm perfect. I think that really helps with the ecosystem.
Yeah,
because it's not just.
Yeah, like I think if you look at it. In this big, crazy scheme of how they're doing the Isle, it's like if you make Apexes that strong when they hit full grown, and like fresh Elder, because once you're fresh Elder, you're stronger than adult. But if they make it like that, then people are gonna target younger Apexes even more than they did in Legacy. So you'll have even less. I think you'll see a lot less.
Because I know that they'll be proper scary. Like once they're full adult, say a Utah. Once it's full adult, I say a Rex, there's nothing you can do. So you're going to want to kill them when they're young.
Oh, yeah.
More so than before. Which will increase its difficulty to get Apexes, so you won't see them everywhere. Not as bad as you used to.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went a little off my... Gotta go this way.
Look at us go.
Look at us waddle. We're probably the only things in this chunk of the map.
For real. That's why we really need diets. You're just never gonna see shit unless you're in these populated areas.
I think diets are just not just the diet system, but like the plants and shit to go with it. Because like They have a few, but they're not all ready yet.
Yeah.
So if we need like a specific food type for every herbivore, mainly, to push them around, and in doing so, the carnivores will move around.
Yeah,
because they'll go for
their preferred prey will be in certain areas.
like carnos will go to where tinnos are preferred, not necessarily where stegos are, because that's usually a bad idea.
So stegos aren't their preferred prey by any means.
But if they can't find tinnos, they'll go where the stegos are, and they can maybe nab a small one.
Yeah.
So it's like it'll force the carnivores to move around for food. They'll only kill each other to an extent. And when cannibalism's added, like, they won't really be able to do that either. Not really. So it will push them out, and like adversely.
Exactly.
If these herbivores are pushed out, it'll make the gameplay more interesting, and make this giant map that they want actually filled out, not just 1 or 2 spots just packed and everywhere else is empty. It's like that annoys me a little bit.
Yeah. And like to put in perspective, like this is like pretty much like maybe a little bit smaller than Thenya right now, and we're about to like we're only we only have a corner of the map, and like people
like a little, like 1/4 of it,
and we want everybody to be spaced out across the whole map. Like I would like that. I think that would be cool. Dude, think about this, man. Like crossing the map when it's fully like opened up. Like it's gonna take.
It's gonna be a journey,
days.
dude.
It's gonna take days in game. Like days. You're gonna be like fucking like, cause like it already like can take a day to cross this map. Like imagine trying to cross from this corner of the map to the bottom corner of the map. Probably take like 3 days.
Yeah, dude. In-game days, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which would be neat.
And there's like, with a large map, that's like so much to explore. And you could set, say if you're a herbivore or a group of them, you could set your own migratory, like you find good places to go. Maybe a little hidden oases of food and shit. Like, that's really nice for you. Yeah, that. And you'll deplete it, but then like you have another one to go to, and you have like your route that you do.
Remember, Donnie was gonna add. He was gonna add migration paths where like the herds would like that's when the herds would all mix in.
Would it be like it'd be kind of like the nesting grounds where being on that area will change your stats?
I don't think it would change your stats. It's just like it makes it easier to get to place. Like I don't think that should like because it would just be more open area for like you to see where you're going.
I'd change your stats. I mean like herbivore on herbivore interaction, like far as herd scent shit goes, and discomfort between each other.
I think
would be either changed or just paused while on these routes. Because like you can't have like just all these herbivores going down these paths, and like if they're really discomforted by each other, they'd still be forced apart.
So here's my thing.
Which I don't.
Well, they would need to be forced apart because I want to keep those in. Because think about it this way: migrations are like the perfect time for carnivores to hunt herbivores. But
yeah, true.
These herds, if those things got paused, they could work together and defend themselves. So my thing is, if they still get debuffed by being too close to each other, they'd have to space out across. They'd have to be spaced out enough, and that would give carnivores enough of a chance to. I think there's another stego.
No, that was a tinno. Might be our friend.
Yeah, maybe. Look at our tails.
Yeah, we're getting.
We have almost proper thagamizers.
They're dull, but they're there.
We're getting close to water. I'm at half water now.
Yeah, that's where we're headed. We'll get there soon.
We're so slow. I'm over 1,000 kg, buddy.
How big am I? Not quite 1,000 yet, but I'm getting there.
What's your percentage?
I am 33.5.
Damn. And I'm over 1,000.
Yeah. You hit. Yeah, there's like once you get. There's some spikes. It's not a constant growth rate. Remember. I think it's pretty random almost. It's not random per se. It's just like some percents go. You get more weight and some you don't. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.